following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to part 3. Let's talk about that on episode 115.
We are almost done talking about the CWC. It's so sad.
So sad.
Brings a tear to the glass eye.
And out of this past week were 2 great matches. I mean, they both told a major story.
Now, we got 2 weeks to go over right here, right?
This is 2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks, right?
And these last 4 matches, I mean, these past 2 weeks have great. You thinking 2 matches will not be great? 2 matches on the show, great. You wanted more. I wanted more especially after this week.
Right. They gave him plenty of time to work, but your first match was Tozawa from Japan losing to Gran Metalik, whatever it is, from Mexico. And then your second match was the Brian Kendrick from the USA losing to Ibushi of Japan.
And also after that match with Brian is when Daniel Bryan got in the ring with him.
I have seen that where they're just crying.
Just a crying.
It's so real.
But Tozawa and Gran Metalik are both now going to be on Raw coming up September 19th. And the Brian Kendrick, yes.
Not a bullshit. Well, yeah.
And this past week we had Zack Sabre Jr. from the UK take on Noam Dar from Scotland. Great
he might
match.
not have a job pretty soon.
Who?
Noam Dar.
Why? What happened?
They found some stuff. You know, he's really young. He's like 23 or 24.
He's pretty young, yes.
They found some stuff from about 3 or 4 years ago of him having some different racist things that he posted on his Twitter.
Oh, Noam.
You know, it affected some other people.
It did.
It affected Sammy Callahan's girlfriend. What's her name? Havoc.
It will.
And it also affected, what's her name? The woman that was dating Seth Rollins at the time. She had a swastika or whatever on hers. But he talked about blacks, he talked about Mexicans, and then he said something about, I don't, it looked like something sexual, but it was weird. I don't know what that one was about. But it was very odd.
I think so. He'll be on Raw, but if that come out...
But those tweets were deleted, but you know, the way the internet works now, they were apparently recovered, even though they were deleted shortly after he posted them. Somehow, I guess somebody took a screenshot of it way back then. They're just now bringing it up.
That's not good.
Just trying to ruin people's careers.
Well, Zack Sabre Jr. come out with a win with a vicious Rings of Saturn.
Really? So that's what he was using, Rings of Saturn?
Well, he was working the legs and everything, and the arms, and he when he pulled back his arms, he went, hurrah! Like it, and Daniel said it looked like it popped his shoulder out of joint. Your arms in the back should not touch like that,
yeah.
but
That's true.
So, and we also had the second match with Rich Swann of the USA versus TJ Perkins of the Philippines, and it was TJP with the submission, the leg bar. Great match all the way through.
So out of these 2, 4, 6, 8 of those people, out of 8 of those, 6 of them are on Raw, and Ibushi and Zack Sabre Jr. are the only 2 out of those 8 that have not been announced for Raw. They're making it sound like the 10 they've announced already is it.
Yeah.
So Tony Nese will not be on there. I'm not very happy about that.
You add in Johnny Gargano, you add in Tommaso Ciampa, you add in
Tampa.
You add in
Cedric Alexander.
Well,
I'm really happy about that.
Yeah.
I thought they were just going to sign him to NXT.
And there may be another one, because if the stuff comes out about Noam, then yeah, they'll definitely pull him quickly.
Hey, if they have to pull Noam Dar, then Tony Nese is right there waiting by the phone.
But this week, on the big 2-hour finals,
you know there's no way that there's going to only be, 3 matches for 2 hours? Because they're doing 2 matches right now for an hour, right?
Yes.
Well, actually, 52 minutes.
What I believe, though, is these first two semifinal matches will be like the other ones, 30-minute time limits. The
Doesn't mean they're going to go 30 minutes.
No, but the finals will be a 1 hour. But they're going to go 1 hour time limit with the finals,
well,
and you probably could go 45 minutes. So they can maybe slip. But you got video packages. You got to have everybody talking about making it to the finals. You got to talk about everybody making the semifinals. So those 3 matches may be it if they time it out.
Well, because you know they're going to talk about every match.
They got to talk about every match.
Every match has happened all these 10 weeks.
All the 32 guys.
Corey Graves is going to be in the control center.
Yep. These 3 matches
could
go just 2 hours. All depends on the do. You could have 25-minute time limit. I mean, one going 25, one going 28, and the finals going 45 to 50. Your time's done.
There you go. But you got Zack Sabre Jr. taking on, well, they spelled it wrong right there, Gran Metalik.
Yeah, they did.
Semi-final round match. And then Kota Ibushi taking on TJ Perkins. So the two that they've really pushed this entire time just happens to be in the semifinals already, which is also the two that have said they're not signing a contract. So
and then there's two that are in the semifinals
that are both already announced for Raw.
Could we have a total change and it'd be Gran Metalik taking on TJP in the finals?
Very well could be.
Or will it be TJP taking on Zack Sabre Jr.?
Or Metalik taking on Ibushi.
I know.
Which would be a great match, too.
Zack Sabre Jr. is getting in there.
He'll probably be in the
finals.
finals.
The other one I'm not too sure about. And if TJP was in there, I hope he wins.
It would be nice. Showed in the face of TNA.
Because he did say in Evolve he's going to win the whole. He told his boys he's going to win the whole thing.
Really?
Yes, he did.
And Metalik, the thing is, that was not his name going into this. A lot of these people are using their names going into this. But his name also had Dorado in it, which we had Lindsay Dorado.
Right.
So they changed his name. So that means WWE, I guarantee, owns that name now.
They do.
So they could go all the way with him just because, hey, that's our name. We want to use that.
And now I want to know though what they're going to do. And do they take the 10 guys or whatever they have which is
do another tournament?
I think they're going to do they're going to put them in a battle royal at the Clash of Champions.
Get it right.
And for the new Cruiserweight champion, which should be on SmackDown Live.
I don't see. To me, I think the winner of the Classic should be the champion. That's my opinion.
But if the guy hasn't signed a contract, it's going to
exactly.
the championship. Get a trophy. And this may be all here saying it ends up being just Sabre Jr. and Ibushi. So we may, from the beginning, from the get-go there. But one thing I'm
they may be holding out too.
Hey, no USA representing.
Nothing.
Where's the USA? USA #1, not even making it in the finals.
Nope. You got
semifinals.
Hispanic, you got British, you've got Japanese and Philippines. Which I mean, TJ Perkins from the Philippines. But he's basically from the United States anyway.
Yeah, but he's not representing the United States.
He's not representing the United States in the tournament, no.
So that's why I didn't like they put in USA versus US when they put Ciampa, which rhymes with Tampa.
It does.
And Gargano together. That's two USAs against each other. So
that's true.
But whoever wins, hopefully.
Did you see any of these Cruiserweight Classic matches of some of the losers? You can see the full matches on YouTube and stuff now. Tony Nese and Drew Gulak teamed up against that Kenneth Johnson, that tall, lengthy black, and Lindsay Dorado. They teamed. And Tony Nese and Drew Gulak won that whole tag match. And it was about 12 minutes. And they worked really well together in the tag team. Is Drew Gulak one of them on the 10? He may not be one of the 10.
I try to look for it, back in the news.
Yeah, we got to come up with 10. We got to find out the 10. Well, you got 6 already right there.
Which was Gran Metalik.
Scroll her up.
I was trying to get to the new thing, we got Backlash.
Which is her.
Gran Metalik, Brian Kendrick,
Tozawa, Dar,
if nothing happens,
Rich Swann, TJ Perkins, Cedric Alexander, Tampa Ciampa. That's how I do Tampa Ciampa. Gargano. Lindsay Dorado. I think he's one of them.
Did Lindsay make it?
I think.
No, it is not. It's really? Jack Gallagher.
Jack Gallagher made it?
Jack Gallagher
Are you sure it's only 10 then? Because
that's what they said. It was just 10.
I could have sworn Dorado was one of the people.
I was glad that they got Jack Gallagher because that dude's he is weird looking, but he's awesome in the ring.
Which I don't think that's going to be the only 10 because
I think it's only 10 right now.
10 of those guys, but there's 2 people that really have nothing going for them right now on Raw that fit the bill. And I know one of them's your boy. You probably don't want him in the cruiserweights, but Sami Zayn fits the bill for 205 and under, and Neville does too.
Yeah, that's right.
And Sin Cara's there too. I mean, he'll be a jobber for the cruiserweights, but still.
Yeah.
All 3 of those are cruiserweights. All 3 of those could be in there with them.
That's true.
So, kind of sucks that, what's his name? That's one that they could put in on the show somewhere on for SmackDown's pay-per-view tonight. What's his face? The other cruiserweight guy. Kalisto.
He's hurt.
What?
Yeah.
Who hurt? Oh, yeah, Baron Corbin didn't he?
Yes, and I think he really hurt him because he ain't been nowhere. there ain't been no...
Well, that's another one. They could fight just a random match. Baron Corbin.
He could.
He could just fight a jobber. But this Kalisto should have been on Raw for the daggone cruiserweight group.
I'm glad he wasn't, though.
Why? Because he would have ruled the whole thing, you think?
No, just if I had to pick between, if we could have got Kalisto or Sin Cara, I'm glad we got the right one.
WWE wants us to hurry. This is the kickoff. We're okay.
We're good, yes.
Okay, up next.
Our new segment. Yes, our new segment. Meanest Backstage. Yep, that's it. Meanest Backstage Wrestling Feuds. It's real wrestling feuds, folks.
And there's 10 of them?
We have 10 of them, yes.
Number 10.
Number 10, the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith, and Dynamite Kid. Brothers, I mean, they were like brothers. They were like brothers of the tag team. They're cousins. They are related, but they turned into a bitter hatred behind the scenes.
It's born 4 years apart. First cousins, Davey Boy Smith. It did. It's from that picture.
They darkened us out.
Davey Boy Smith and Tom Bellington had worked together for a while, often against one another, before they formed the partnership, the British Bulldogs, that would help to redefine tag team wrestling in the 80s. They grew up together, worked together, traveled together, and got wasted together. And by the time the team broke up in 1991, the Dynamite Kid and Davey Boy Smith could not stand one another. On one hand, few people liked Bellington, and the man was a nasty, violent bully with a mean streak and a Napoleon complex, because he's really short. Who enjoyed nothing more than baiting and beating his victims to a pulp. And then, of course, there were all the drugs. Of course, both men were gobsmacking amounts of steroids. They were on gobsmacking amounts of steroids. But then there were all the recreational substances, variously including cocaine, crack, morphine, and prescription painkillers. However, the Bulldogs properly fell apart when the future British Bulldog decided to return to the WWF to try a singles career without Bellington, and pulled the team out of an upcoming tournament in All Japan Pro Wrestling by telling Shoei Baba that the Dynamite Kid had been involved in a serious car accident. Future Bulldog, yes, that's right. During their illustrious tag team career, Smith worked under his given name, but as soon as they broke up, the Dynamite Kid found that his partner had trademarked the name British Bulldog during their final run in the WWF. Smith further fueled his unstable cousin's violent temper by constantly informing the promoters that Billington tried to work with that he wasn't legally allowed to perform. Some of these words are kind of weird and mixed up. You got to proofread this stuff first. To perform under the British Bulldog's name. The years of pent-up aggression finally boiled over in '94 when Smith booked an indie show only a few miles from Billington's house in England. Somewhat predictably, Dynamite Kid blew his top, turning up at the arena, fully intending to hospitalize the Bulldog. Fortunately for Smith, he had been warned that his cousin would turn up. He locked Billington out and called the police, who removed the Dynamite Kid from the premises, and the two never spoke again. Smith died of a heart attack in 2002. Bellington has been in a wheelchair and living in poverty for the last 2 decades.
Woo! Rough.
Real rough.
Real rough.
I mean, there's another feud probably later on one of these. The Honky Tonk Man and Jerry Lawler. They're first cousins. I don't think it tops that, though.
Now that's pretty bad. I'm gonna come kill you.
I'm gonna come kill you because you trademarked that name, and you basically, I mean, he got kind of blackballed Dynamite Kid.
Yes, he did. That is true.
That's crazy.
But next time we're going to talk about on the Meanest Backstage Wrestling Feuds, Triple H and CM Punk.
Yes, this is very true.
But up next in part 4 of the list,
That does not ever miss.
we're going to talk about the biggest matches WWE should have booked in the 90s but did not. Number 7, Sid Vicious taking on Randy, or Sid Justice taking on Randy Savage.
What did you say?
Sid Vicious.
Oh,
It rolls. It
it
rolls.
sounds better.
It does.
Justice is weird.
It was. But then he went Psycho Sid, which, yeah, a lot bit better. We also do the father and sons who won the same wrestling titles. We pull out the top rope rally storybook.
True.
Chapter 10,
Chapter
Mr. Perfect
10.
and Curtis Axel, Intercontinental Championship. And we're going to finish it with stars that failed as the guy. This week, Randy Orton.
It's true.
Not the guy. So
Not
come on
the
back
guy.
to part 4. I'm Mac Hogan.
And I'm Justin Kyle.
We'll see in a few clicks. We're trying to lighten up here a little bit.
Try to.